Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.
Hi, I'm Cherry Johnson with Watauga County Arts Council. If you've paid any attention to the news in the last 6, 8 months, 10 months, something or other, you know the Arts Council has gone through a lot of dramatic changes. And one of those changes is a new space that we are so proud of. We have a new gallery and gift shop space. Now, we have wanted to do a gift shop forever. And we used to have 3 galleries in our prior location, and now we have 2 galleries and a gift shop, which is a pretty darn good trade-out in my opinion. To do this, we sort of rallied the forces of volunteers who wanted to participate, and I call them my gallery volunteers. We have a group of around 30 maybe volunteers who help with the gallery. They help to man the gallery during certain days and times. They help put exhibits together. They help make refreshments. Somebody made some really good brownies last time. And so they do a lot of really, really good things for the gallery. But then when we got ready to do the gift shop part of it, we kind of had a sort of a short timeline. We started, it happened that was a holiday week, and so we started on Tuesday. And on Friday night, we had an opening. And it took a miracle. And right here sits the miracle.
Thursday night even.
This is 3 of the volunteers that helped. We had a big team of volunteers that helped. But these 3 kind of became the dream team. And just emerged as the ones who really took the lead and pushed the gift shop portion of it forward. And I've just been delighted to get to know them better and to work with them. They definitely are a dream team. I want to introduce to you, this is Betty Womack. And this over on the far end is Grace Dorsey and Pat Moritz. Now, they're artists as well as dream team and wonderful entrepreneurial types that can help me put a gift shop together. So why don't each of you tell us about your background, why you ever got involved with the Arts Council in the first place anyway?
Okay, well, I'm a former middle school art teacher for about 23 years. So I've kind of dabbled in a lot of different arts, and I had heard about the Watauga Arts Council, but it just never seemed at a right time for me to join and become involved. And I weave at the Senior Center, Lois Harrell Senior Center, and Marsha Holmes as her painting class there. And I go over to buy coffee, 25 cents. And so we got to talking, and she said, you know, the Watauga Arts Council needs volunteers. They have a new gallery. And so I thought, okay, this must be the time. So I came to the first volunteer meeting and signed up, and you have continued to call or send emails for us to do things. So, and it's really been wonderful in meeting Grace and Pat and a lot of other people that I never would have met except through the volunteer.
Yeah, that says a lot for volunteering in general.
It does.
And
it really does.
The camaraderie that develops. And she even brought along Marshall.
Oh, my husband, yes. Marshall he moved a lot of furniture that week.
He did.
So,
he's a pretty amazing man.
Well, he was very helpful, and we appreciate his help.
We've been delighted to have him. He's an unofficial gallery volunteer.
That's right.
Now, Grace, what about you? What's your background?
Well, I'm also high school art teacher, or I was former art teacher, and I've always wanted to get involved in the arts in Boone. And as Betty said, I mean, I could just ditto Betty. I've been kind of here and there and never had time to get involved until now. I just really wanted to do something in Boone to stay busy. Yeah. And I've enjoyed it a lot.
We kept you busy, haven't we?
Which is good.
It's been a lot of fun. And one of the cool things, now Betty, you're primarily into the fiber arts.
Yes.
And Grace is not at all into the fiber arts. She's in something completely different. Tell us about what you do.
I make glass beads. I'm a lamp worker, and I enjoy playing with fire.
She does a beautiful job of it. We've got some great examples of her work at the gallery.
Yeah.
And then one of the stars of the gallery definitely has been the baskets.
Yes.
And we've got the basket maker here today. If you've been in the gallery and you've seen these really, really cool baskets, the chances are they were made by Pat. So
yes,
talk about
thank you.
Tell us about Pat.
My husband and I moved here a year ago, May, and I am a basket weaver. And I wanted to get more involved in the arts. And my husband and I happened to go to a concert, a local concert, and we saw the flyer and signed up and joined the council, and then through the flyer found out about the volunteering efforts. And like you mentioned, I love the camaraderie of being with not just all the volunteers, but just getting involved more with all the different diversity of all the different artists that are in the shop, and have just loved and enjoyed every minute of it.
It has been a great experience.
It is.
And I honestly believe it was a miracle that we managed to get from Tuesday with a previous exhibit. We hung 2 exhibits that week. We moved furniture, thanks to Marshall and some other men.
Your husband.
My husband and others. And we have a great set of furniture that was donated by Anna Minna, who used to own Adlib here in Boone. She owns Adlib's other places now. But she donated that furniture some years ago, and we corralled our furniture, and we have filled it, and I mean filled it, with wonderful, wonderful things. Grace has a little corner that she's got her glass beads. You actually have 2 corners that you've got your glass beads in and various things. What else is in the gallery? Tell them what they can see in the gallery. What's y'all's favorite things?
I think it's neat that you have books and CDs by local artists. I have a friend that came in when I was volunteering one day, and he found a CD of a local artist that he says, I've been looking all over for this. and that's the thing is, it's probably hard to find things like that around Boone.
That's true.
So we have a lot of really nice CDs and books by local writers and artists, and I like that.
Yeah, we've got a big long shelf. I don't know, were you one of the people that arranged the book section?
I did the books.
I think the books. I think Pat and I were more into the case.
Okay.
Yes,
the
cases, yes.
Cases and so, but I cannot remember the lady's name that makes the neat purses, pocketbooks.
Pam Washer.
Yes, and a lot of times when I'm volunteering, people will come in, and I just kind of make sure they see those, and of course, gear them to the glass beads and the baskets. And we have ceramics.
Yes, pottery.
We've just gotten in some more
paintings.
too, that Becky Henderson
little
Gal
bitty
brought
figurines,
in.
tiny little animals, figurines.
Yes.
Oh, Cindy
nature.
Pacilios. Yes, little guys.
Yes, the pottery and the paintings. A lot of
Lot of
paintings, a lot of
paintings.
prints.
And we're adding more every day. We brought in some, y'all haven't seen them. We got some new earrings in yesterday.
Good.
And we also got in, every day, it's fun. I mean, we moved my office over to the gallery. We were donated the office space over at the Appalachian Enterprise Center, and it was wonderful, and I was so grateful for it. But trying to manage the gallery from there was getting to be a bit of a strain. And so we moved a desk in to the gallery itself, and that means that the gallery's open far more hours. Now, anybody that knows me pretty well knows that I work late at night a lot. And so last night at 9 o'clock, I closed the gallery. So if you wander by most any time the lights are on, probably the doors are open and you can get in and enjoy something in the gallery. Our official hours are when our volunteers are actually working, which is our Friday, Saturday, Sunday hours from noon to 6 on Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
And from 3 to 6 on Sunday. Those are the hours we'll guarantee you somebody's going to be there. The rest of the hours is kind of a little bit of a crapshoot, but you got a good shot of hitting me. So, and then also now I'm going to be out of town for a few days, and Pat said she'd step in and keep the gallery open some extra hours. And this is the cool thing about working with all these wonderful volunteers is that you just say, I need help, and somebody pops up and says, I'll do it. So it's really been fantastic. What else is your favorites in this gallery? What's our gift shop, or all the above?
I just love seeing all the diversity and just the talent in this area. I mean, coming from St. Louis, there were artists, but there wasn't the community-backed art. And you just, I mean, it's just a treasure to have that. And not just for the artist alone, but for the community to see the diversity that is there and that they can take advantage of.
And and every time that I turn around, somebody's bringing in greeting cards. So if you want to give a card to someone, be it a birthday, a Christmas, or whatever else, we got everything from Christmas to Easter, you name it, we got it. But if you want to give one, rather than buying a card that was produced Lord knows where, come and get one that's created by a local artist. The cost is pretty much the same, and you've got such unique talent that you're giving away, you know, with your gift, whatever you always buy the gift with us too.
I also enjoy the prints because
Yes.
they're from photographs to, you know, the hand printed,
Right.
you know, just a few of a series. I think if you need a print, come to the gallery. You're bound to find some print that
That's true.
you could use because we have such a different variety of sizes and types of
Right.
prints
Everything
that
from the
artists
nature
have
to the
done.
landscapes to, yeah, it's all wonderful.
And a new thing that came in yesterday was aprons. Well, over the weekend, I think.
Aprons
it came in.
and pillowcases.
And pillowcases. Now you're going to go, why would I want to buy a pillowcase? Well, the concept is that a lot of times you travel with a pillow. And rather than breaking up your bed set, you know, of your pillowcases, you get a novelty pillowcase that's really cool, that you enjoy, and that you can identify very easily because no one has another one just like it. And you take your pillowcase and put it on your pillow, and you travel with it. And I'm getting ready to go on a trip, so guess what I'm going to do? And then also you can give it to a child because there's some child prints. You can give it to someone who's a shut-in or sick or something like that. Dorm rooms, all kinds of really cool things. And then these aprons, they are the kind that you put over your head and you tie behind you, you know. And with the holidays coming up,
Yeah, she's got some wonderful
everybody needs an
Christmas
apron.
theme.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Wonderful Christmas theme aprons.
And someone
there.
was telling me, and I think it may have been the artist that was telling me about a lady that she knows that works in a soup kitchen. So she wears a signature apron for a period of time, and after a while, she wants a new apron, so she donates her apron to someone else, and she buys a new one, and she just keeps going. And I thought, that's a really cool idea. Yes. We'll have to hook up the folks at Hospitality House with this, these
Or
aprons.
the Farm Cafe.
Farm
That's
Cafe.
a good way for us to advertise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that would be.
Well, we want you to get involved with the gallery and the gift shop. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You can become part of this team, which is a heck of a lot of fun. And you can be part of the gang that makes cool things happen. Like when we have receptions, I just put out a call and all these goodies of mysteriously appear on this table. It's really good. And then you could also become part of the group that hangs things up. Every month, we change out the exhibits. And we need people who know how to use a hammer and nails and can do a nice job of hanging artwork. And we can direct you as to where it goes, or the artist will. But, you know, just someone who wants to help out with that kind of thing. We need people who like to sit the shop. We need people who like to help with pricing and inventory and keeping up with all of that business and doing all of that. You did a lot of that the other day. So the various things like that. What other tasks are we thinking of that I'm forgetting right this minute?
Development committee?
Oh, yes, we need. You know what development means? Development means raising money. We always need money. And even though the gift shop is a donated space, there are expenses. And so it's very nice to have the efforts of our development committee. The development committee supports more than just the gift shop and the gallery. It supports the overall work of the Arts Council, which includes school programming. It includes a variety of things all through the community, including grants. And speaking of grants, Pat, you got to help with one of those recently.
Yes, I did.
Tell us about that experience.
Last Thursday, Cherry asked me if I would like to be a panelist. One of panelists that worked with the Watauga and Three other counties. And it was our job to review 20 different applications for regional artist grants. And it was an all-day affair, and we went through each application, and then after that had them all ranked. I mean, down to the hundredths of a point. And so there was a lot of very close rankings, and from there we knew how much money we had to disperse among the artists and rank them. And then there was a lot of discussion, because you rank them not just on their artistic talent, but also on how the money might impact their career if they were to get some funding. And just all different types of discussions went into this. And then from there we dispersed the money that we had, and it got to be pretty intense at times. You know, there was such a diversity, and every person was ranked totally on their own merits. You didn't rank one against the other because we did each one individually on its own and then turned in those sheets so you couldn't go back and change your mind later. And then we just ranked them all, and there was everything from people wanting funding to help buy new cameras or filters for their cameras or canvas or prints or things like that, down to literature and recording of music and attending workshops, and even to help with travel expenses for someone doing research to get a book published. Just a whole variety. Another woman wanted funding, was hoping for funding to help purchase a raku kiln. Another one wanted one for a plasma cutter for a metalsmith. It was just a whole variety, and it was just a wonderful experience. Wonderful.
And now when Pat applies for a grant some future year, she's going to have a real good insight.
Yes!
I think one thing I've enjoyed too is when I'm volunteering, the visitors that come in.
Yes.
And meeting them and being sure they sign our guest book and where they're from, and just, I think that's been really fun for me. And that, because we've had people from a lot of different places and haven't had any foreign visitors that I know of, but it's just from all over the Southeast.
That's
and
true.
Even some from a few from out west.
I make a point of asking people, how'd you find out about us? You know, and I find that very helpful information to find out which things are working and which things aren't working, and, you know, what makes a difference to people finding out why they came to the gallery in the first place. And now they're going to say they saw it on MTN. So Grace, we're going to be excited to see, because Grace is one of the applicants for the grant.
Yes.
And
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to know how you chose them. and I'd love to know when the answers are coming back.
you're going to be getting a letter in the mail in the next day or so.
Yes.
All right, good to know.
Yes.
So we'll be announcing the winners
My
of that
lips are sealed.
process very, very soon. So we're all very excited about that process. That's just an example of some of the wonderful things that the Arts Council does all over this county. We are the Watauga County Arts Council. We serve the entire county, and if there's some way that you feel that the Arts Council needs to be serving your community, we want you to tell us about it. You know, this year we're using as a kind of a year of new directions. You know, the Arts Council's 31 years old and almost 32. And we've been doing things more or less in a way that kind of evolved over the years. And with this new sudden change in our whole where we are and all these different changes going on, we've decided this is a great opportunity to sit down and go, okay, who is the community we're serving today? And what are the needs that are necessary today in our community? Not what did we used to do, what have we done for 20 years and we should just do it because we used to do it. But what can we do that is unique to today's needs, today's community, today's environment, everything going on around us, and what tools do we have to offer this community? So if you'd like to be part of that conversation, we really, really do want you to be involved in it. So come check us out. The gallery is located at 783 West King Street, and for those people who don't, that doesn't mean a thing to. We're right in front of Palucci's in the same building they're in, and we're in between Mellow Mushroom and Murphy's. And so with the big parking lot in front, and you're safe parking in the parking lot as long as you're coming in to see us. We will make sure that you are safe while you're with us. All right, what else would you leaving out? Anybody think of anything?
Oh, golly. Well, the one thing you mentioned the second gallery, the Serendipity Gallery.
Yeah, we didn't even really talk about that.
I think that's wonderful that we have a place for the artists from Serendipity,
right,
to display their art,
And
because
those are
it's
the students in Marsha
Holmes'
right,
class.
and they're wonderful.
Right,
It's just wonderful work, and not just paintings, because there are a few of the. We've got the sculpture of the bird and a few wood pieces.
Right.
I think it's just wonderful to have that also in there.
Serendipity Gallery used to be called the Senior Gallery back in the day. And then one day they came to us and said, we just don't feel all that senior. We do feel very serendipitous. So they wanted to rename the gallery, which we gladly accepted. And then when we moved, they came right in with us. And they're the core, I would say, of our volunteer team for the gallery is coming from that group. And so that has been absolutely wonderful. Then our regular gallery exhibits are in the main room of the gallery, and there's a whole section that is dedicated to monthly exhibits. Currently, it's the Blow and Rock Artists Group, but next month it'll be a different artist, and it'll just keep rolling over. Craig Franz is next, and then I think after that we have an exhibit of artwork that has its stems in Cuba. So you're going to have to come see what I'm talking about.
And sometimes in the main gallery we feature individual artists, right? Not just always groups of artists, and they can apply.
Absolutely, and we're accepting applications, and we are in the process of scheduling 2013 exhibits, and we need to get at least 12 wonderful exhibits on the list. Also, in the gift shop space, I am good intentions, trying to find time. What I want to start doing is featuring an artist of the week, or possibly even an artist of the day. So in that case, you watch our Facebook page and you watch our website and start getting close-ups of various pieces of artwork that people are doing that you can find out about and come and purchase and have a little piece of local art for your for gifts, for your souvenirs, for whatever your needs might be. Thank you for being our guest today, and thank you, ladies, for being part of this.
Thank you.
This was hugely wonderful to have you with me. I'm so proud to share these folks with you. They are such a great team to work with, and there's a lot just like them. So we want you to become a part of all of this, and check our website, watauga-arts.org, for information about the Arts Council in all different ways, including our gift shop.
Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.